Minister, see me all over the place engaging and educating, sensitizing, revamping the laws. All of this is to tell you that President John Mahama is treating this issue of illegal mining with all the urgency it deserves. And that's my answer to anybody who asks me about how the state of matter has been treated. And so that's my answer. Blue Water Guard, Miniaba. Blue Water Guard, a Jumano here, papa. In Grofona, or more saying, you know, or more crum, ne yafan Grofonefi. Or Mwangasa, Oti, Ankobra Rivanano. In Uncle Fo, Crum, Honankasa, Neseno. Wuswangasa is ya, Yakocho, say one who say, in Suna, yes, and you queen. Chemicals cry Kumu, near ma. Mino can say, just a few months I have fat Blue Water Guard. Why champions for communities in the area. More than that, or more intelligence officers are here more. My catch up say Omuni Navy for the ejuma, and it's giving them an outlook that is different from where they were. It is also really helping them to be community champions. I think that when I went to speak to these Blue Water Guards, what I told them is that they should go back into history and think about the crisis of our time, which is this one we are talking about. And just imagine that they are the ones that have been selected in the spirit of the young pioneers to move around to make sure we fight to turn our waters blue again. How do you feel when you drive around and you look at our water bodies and they turn brown? It is us who have to do it. And so to have young people believe that this is not so much about money, it's about the future of our country, I think it's a big deal. And that's what we are doing. And I believe that they have a future because the Minerals Commission is working on a long-term plan for them. And so they have to say, Jumabia, and Yadia Yeja or Mukra, me believe he say, experience or Munyan in Sukra Tenny Brewer, or more experience, Bibi Krabe to me aqua Navy, Bibi to me aqua, Nimtia idea, more life experience, Ebe Bomo. The Go Board. I think all the things I've talked about is to make sure there's transparent sourcing of gold. This is critical. We are moving to a place where the sources of gold, if we are not able to put these systems that I've been talking about, in making sure we have even cooperative mining. We recently had the mining in motion. We brought the world's most powerful players of the gold industry. They were so impressed about the steps Ghana is taking. And we are now going to have all sorts of support, especially with refining, mini refineries in every place where we have cooperative mining. What that does is that this gold, when it's exported, the world will be assured we know the sources of this gold and they are coming from legitimate legal sources. And because of that, Ghana's gold will have a place. So we are doing everything, working in collaboration with the Gold Board to make sure that this gold that we are actually sending out are coming from legal and sustainable sources. I think they've talked about the foreigners. Land reforms is very critical. Are we doing everything that to make sure that it benefits ordinary Ghanaians? Yes. When you hear me say that I've given directive to make sure land services are at the doorsteps of the people, it's making sure that ordinary Ghanaians are empowered. That it doesn't have to cost you so much money to take a car from, say, Kaswa to Accra and come and form long lines, because we are trying to make sure the lines are gone. We are trying to make sure that the turnaround time for these services are gone. We are trying to make sure that we are digitalizing the services. And the question about Lab 2, yes, we want to make sure we pursue it, and we are already working with them to work to make sure we can get the necessary players who will come and partner us to continue with Lab 2. I think you talk about the MP. Alleged allegations about the Member of Parliament. I am aware that the Speaker of Parliament is already investigating this matter, and so I'll leave that for the Land Act 2022 to enable government appropriate state lands I think you talked about the GBC experience. I think it's a very important question. I am working on a directive from His Excellency the President, who has directed all state institutions. The fact that there's a land available, does not make that land some right for that institution to basically, now under President John Mahama, no agency or institution land can be sold at all without express permission of the president himself. And so the whole intention is to stop that. I talked about the review of all of those land sales. That is what the president has directed us for the land review committee made up of the Works and Housing and the Ministry of Lands. And we are working to review every transaction to make sure that it was done above board, to make sure that there was value for money, so that the people of Ghana are not shortchanged. Those are the things we are doing, and I made it clear that those reports will be available next month. Thank you. Akuntama. What did you say about Akuntama? Well, I think the Attorney General gave me a brief about the progress they are making, and they were making sure that they get all the information they need about all the agencies that are connected, Minerals Commission and others. And I'm told that they are moving full scheme ahead with Akuntama and with all other investigations and prosecutions. And I believe, when I say we've drawn the line in the sand, this fight is not about NDC or MPP. It's about the soul of our country. And if you don't understand it, you won't understand it. It is that way. And we believe that we will try to make sure we make services, we make licensing regime easy so that everybody will have the right to do the right thing. But trust me, we will not cover anybody who breaks the law. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for attending upon us and giving us insight into what you have been doing in the last 6 months in fulfillment of the mandate bestowed upon you by His Excellency the President. Let me also thank media men present here and announce that on Monday, the Attorney General and Minister for Justice will be here to provide an update on oral. He will speak to the Monday. Tomorrow, the Minister for Finance will present the mid-year budget review, which is likely to occupy the public space for the remaining days of this week. That is why it has become necessary to shift the Attorney General's briefing to Monday so that there's enough time to digest the budget statement, the budget review that the Minister for Finance will be presenting. But when the Attorney General comes, I know that there are burning questions in respect of oral and its implementation. Only yesterday there was a matter of Unibank and some arrangement that has been reached. The Attorney General will take the opportunity to offer insights into the reasoning behind the position that was taken and announced yesterday. And then he has a case he calls Ramble in the Jungle, which he will delve into to apprise the people of Ghana about what it entails. But until then, I thank you all for coming. See you.
Series with the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Honorable Emmanuel Amakofi Bua. There, he's given quite a